So it's already May 11th of 2024, and we're getting very close to the release date of Deadpool and Wolverine. Regardless of what's been going on behind the scenes, we know that there's been a lot of drama happening between the creatives, the Disney heads, and various other, of course, actors and actresses involved in the production of this film. But there's also been a lot of victories for Ryan Reynolds. There's been a lot of challenges that they went through against the Disney heads that were quickly resolved, and eventually resolved that took many months as well. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new, and like this video to see future updates. You can also follow me at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support. So we all know that Deadpool and Wolverine is the one Marvel Universe movie releasing in 2024. I think that this should all be acknowledged and should all be known for every single Marvel fan out there. And the reason why it stands a chance at gaining a very good amount of box office revenue has a lot to do with the fact that, well, the creative side of things have, of course, been obtained by those like Ryan Reynolds, Shawn Levy, Rhett Reese, and Paul Wernick, the writers of the film, etc., really challenging Disney and preventing any major level or influence of their DEI agenda getting spilled into the reshoots. So far, so good, with very minor results from Disney getting, of course, thrown in there. We'll talk more about that later in the week. But what's interesting about this, moving onwards, has a lot to do with She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany and what's going on with director Shawn Levy behind closed doors regarding Deadpool and Wolverine, which, by the way, both Ryan and Shawn have now made it official that this is not considered the third film per se, and there's a lot of talks happening right now behind the scenes at Marvel and Disney of making a legitimate Deadpool 3 after Deadpool and Wolverine. We'll talk more about that later as well. Now, on top of this, with the Walt Disney Company beginning to make serious budget changes for the Marvel Universe, one project that they are focused on is Deadpool and Wolverine, which has been covered with drama behind the scenes. One significant development concerning the reshoots that are going on right now for the film also involved She-Hulk actress Tatiana Maslany and her recent battle with director Shawn Levy over the film. Now, one shocking turn of events now is that Maslany recently warned not just Ryan Reynolds and the Disney heads, but now also director Shawn Levy that she is already beginning to take legal steps to include him in her legal move due to her promised scenes getting cut/axed from the movie, along with her many references in the first and second act of the film that she believed would enhance her career in the Marvel Universe. Surprisingly, Maslany behind the scenes has been blaming director Shawn Levy for giving in to Ryan Reynolds' requests to cancel the She-Hulk scenes, which to her mind destroyed her career since the MCU was going to be her main source of income as an actress for the rest of the 2020s. Now, the grudge between Maslany and Shawn Levy are now growing rapidly, as Levy also was the one who convinced Disney to double down on the alterations made for Deadpool and Wolverine by also finalizing the plans to exclude She-Hulk from one of the other post-production scenes, or the post-credit scenes that are now being worked on during post-production for, of course, also reshoots that were going to be enhanced. Now, this post-credit scene in particular that was set to feature Maslany as She-Hulk was going to be both Deadpool and She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall and talking to the movie theater, and other scenes beyond that. However, Shawn Levy felt that since, of course, the other scenes of She-Hulk were going through a cancellation phase, that this one should too. This sparked outrage between Maslany and Levy to the point that Tatiana is now demanding that her scenes are to either be reinstated for the theatrical version of the film and or included in a planned director's cut. Now, this is where the issues begin to escalate, since Shawn Levy is already planning a director's cut with Marvel Studios and Disney, and already decided that the deleted scene for She-Hulk would not be included in the film at all. Not even BTS footage, extras, etc., would be inserted of Maslany's performance as She-Hulk, since he doesn't want Deadpool and Wolverine to be connected to any Marvel failure, period, the end. Even Captain Marvel scenes were axed due to the Marvels failing terribly in 2023. Now, Bob Iger and the Disney executives already approved Shawn Levy's requests, since they are so desperate to do whatever that they can at this point to make a box office hit for 2024 after many failures of films last year. Now, Maslany is now preparing to create a legal team that will include director Shawn Levy in the mix to actually blame him also for jeopardizing her career, for one of the creatives responsible in her eyes that damaged her acting career within the MCU, when in reality it was mainly connected to She-Hulk and its failure to resonate with fans, along with the cancellation of Season 2. So guys, let me just say one thing about that before I move on, is that, yeah, I mean, that really was the thing that started it all as to why Tatiana didn't really have a bright future in the MCU, is that She-Hulk failed terribly. I mean, where it stands today, I believe it's like 34% on the Rotten Tomatoes scale for the audience side of things. That's really not good at all, and that really is quite bad if you think about it. But The Marvels was another failure for 2023 after She-Hulk. And we know that, 2023 was filled with a lot of problems. Now, She-Hulk, alright, Season 2 did not move forward in 2023 for that season. And that had a lot to do with them blowing their budget. It also had a lot to do with the drama between Tatiana and Kevin Feige and everything related to Bob Iger and the SAG and everything, all the strikes, the writers' strikes, the actors' strike, etc., etc. She had a problem with Bob Iger about how he was handling that as well. So there's a lot of things going on between herself and Disney and any of the creatives involved that were going to include her initially in a major film like Deadpool and Wolverine. She saw that as like the beginning of a gravy train, is what it really translates to becoming inserted into the MCU almost, for the rest of this decade without a doubt. Now, moving on forward, to top things off, she is also already blaming Shawn Levy for convincing Disney to exclude characters like She-Hulk and Captain Marvel from Avengers Secret Wars, as She-Hulk originally was planned to be a major part of that film that Tatiana was prepared for before she was too, of course, axed from that movie after serious negotiations took place between Levy and the Disney heads. So again, I mean, the reason why Shawn Levy has a lot of power over Disney right now regarding Avengers Secret Wars is that they want to incorporate Wolverine in some way, in the actual third act or the second act, right around there, for Avengers Secret Wars. Alright, they want him to return because they see how powerful it's bringing in audience members for Deadpool and Wolverine alone. Basically, Wolverine is, in their eyes, the real to bring in the Marvel fans again, alright? So, Shawn Levy is a passionate creator when it comes to things like Deadpool, alright? This guy really knows what the audience wants. That's why he's sided with Ryan Reynolds for battling against Disney, preventing any kind of DEI nonsense or cringeworthy scenes that were to be inserted initially. That's why they got rid of She-Hulk. That's why they got rid of Captain Marvel. Even Miss Marvel, alright? All of that is excluded from Deadpool 3, if you even want to call it Deadpool 3 now, by the way. But anyway, I would love to hear what you all have to say about this below in the comments regarding Tatiana and Levy. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys later.